everyone. So this is a timeless collective reading. Feel free to revisit this at any time that you feel guided to do so, and feel free to pick as many groups as you feel connected to. So this is what is your next glow up. So we have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. Number 1, so I'm looking at your card. It's the Queen of Cups, and what I'm hearing is the woman behind the fern knows and feels all, and there's a significance to being behind the ferns. And when I meditate on fern, you know, it's an ancient plant, it's resilient. But I'm also feeling this connection to seeing history or seeing the universe. And when I say history, it's in, you know, all those videos that I've posted where it's kind of transposed on each other. And it's this feeling of recognizing where there may have been self-limiting beliefs, and as you target these mental obstacles, I see it being eliminated from your record. It's like this historical record about you. This could even be translated into the physical as a medical record. So maybe some sort of medical ailments, it's being erased from you, but it connects to energies of past lives, past experiences, however you want to perceive it. Because when I say, of course, it's that transposition, like a book in my vision. So it's getting to the root cause of a self-limiting belief or beliefs and completely disintegrating it from your field, your energy field. And they're pulling me towards the mushrooms, okay? And how like certain processes have to occur in order for the mushrooms to be able to grow. And there's a significance to I heard the word respite, so it's a significance to you taking time to pull inward. And there's a blessing in this, because this is allowing, it's important that I say blessing because it feels what would be a word beyond spiritual, like godly, heavenly, however to kind of describe that, just like very high vibrational, that's reaching down. And like I'm seeing this image, okay? So I'm seeing in the Queen of Cups, like you're standing here behind the fern and this cup is empty, and I'm looking from the perspective of this spiritual, high vibrational being coming into you, and you're being illuminated behind you, and it's not by the moon, it's a halo. So as you've retreated back behind the ferns, and it's an extended period of time because the mushrooms have been able to grow without being stomped on, then it's like you've become more purified. And I'm seeing this because it's in purity of thought, and it's recognizing not just your self-limiting beliefs and then completely disintegrating, dismantling, disseminating them, but it's also recognizing when you need to take a step back and saying, okay, I need to analyze this and reanalyze this. I need to understand what it is that, let me hear it. It just feels like a therapy session. I don't know if this is a real therapy session. This is a conversation, a productive conversation you're having with friends. This is a productive conversation you're having with your guides, right? But that I'm seeing is strengthening the connection you have with your spiritual team, and also with the direction that you're meant to go. It's you being able to see yourself in the universe. It's you being able to see not just how you play a part in this lifetime, but the greater whole of it all, like how you are part of it. You're not just taking part in it, you're part of it, if that makes sense. And, well, I mean, it should, because this is what I'm seeing as part of your glow up, is this deeper connection, and I'm seeing like a feedback loop. So with your spiritual team. So as they bring information in, I'm seeing it being spread. So it's almost like fairy dust being spread. So it's like the information comes in, then you spread it, and then you send information back. So it's a feedback. And as you send information back, then it enhances your connection to the spirit world, not just your spirit team, but the spirit world. And in that, there's this feeling of you being a lifeline for those here on earth, like a spiritual lifeline. And I can feel like sensations on my back, like where my scapula is. I'm feeling sensations in my chest region, like below my clavicle. I'm feeling it in my heart. I'm feeling it in my just different parts of my body. I'm feeling a sensation. Not heaviness, it's like something's being placed there. So I'm seeing this as how it's some sort of like energy blockage that may have been placed on you in these particular places, or maybe that's just significant for everyone. Like these are significant parts of our body where there is maybe stuck energy, and this being driven out of you, and this is where you're placing, then I'm seeing other people, and then you placing light onto other people in those areas. So it can even be like a massage therapist or something, like just you could be, but this is just kind of how I'm trying to describe to you what I'm seeing. So it's like you're looking for those hot spots on people that have been lifted from you, and then you're pulling that out of them. You're not pulling anything out of them. You're bringing light to it. You're bringing energy to it. You're bringing circulation to it, right? I'm seeing this energy coming in towards you, And well, okay, so so when we talk about a glow up, why they're signaling to me a person is this could be representative of greater connections, or this is a specific connection coming through for you where it feels inspiring. And I'm doing like this with my hands. I don't know, like this, like back and forth, inspiring, because it's again, it's different. It's a different feedback loop, but it's like, you know, when you vibe off of someone, that's the feeling I'm getting, where it's like you guys can kind of, you know, verbally, mentally, intellectually, you know, well, the same thing as mentally, but kick the ball back and forth. So I'm seeing this as the more that you've worked on these aspects of yourself, the more this has enhanced in you, the more that this individual or these individuals are able to connect with you. Because to put it in simple terms, it's you knowing yourself and knowing your worth, and then that is energetically opening the doors for these individuals to connect with you. It feels like your energy is being more welcoming somehow. I say somehow because it feels like you are a very warm and welcoming person already. So it kind of feels like what I was saying is like you assisting other people with these hot spots is drawing attention to you. So this attention is kind of like the third party. It's the link that connects you with that individual or individuals. So the more that you get attention from this, it somehow draws them closer to you. Maybe just by, you know, it being related, or I don't know, somehow it's bringing them in. I just see also a growing psychic connection with other species. It's weird because like I'm like, it's kind of, it feels foreign to me, like it feels alien to me. So this could literally mean alien, or it could mean animals, or it could be both, but it's a heightened connection. And again, it's this constant theme that I'm getting of a feedback. So it seems like you're a channeler, a psychic, medium, all of these, where you're drawing in some higher communication, some higher form, and then you're using it to connect with other people that not just need your help, but also could contribute to just a well-rounded environment or relationship with you. I'm also seeing, this is something, so this is the last thing I'm going to say because I'm going off into just more information. I'm seeing a guide, okay, and I'm well, you know, I don't know. They feel like a bigger figure, and this could also be, if it's not a spirit guide, then it's someone that is in your life that has a heavy presence. They could even be like physically heavy in stature, but they're looking towards an opportunity, And this opportunity is like what's going to put you onto this path that I'm talking about, like this major glow up, where it's like when you're in this period of respite and you got some sort of idea, gift, ability, something, like whatever that is that I've been referring to, there's a guide that's going to or has already told you about like a bigger opportunity, like, oh, you're really good at this, let's share this with the world, or what you're doing is whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, they want you to somehow bring this into more broader scope, and that's where you're really getting I heard payoff. There's going to be a payoff, whether this is like financially or an emotional payoff, like whatever, that there's a payoff from this. But then that I'm seeing like that, like an intersecting energy, and that intersecting energy is the people that I was referring to, or the person that I was referring to. So maybe this is just another way that they were trying to word it. Hopefully that didn't make it more confusing for you, but that's what I see for you guys. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, group number 2. So the card that you have chosen is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And in reverse, sometimes it can signify bad luck. And so what I'm seeing here is, as far as your next glow up, it's I'm seeing it as more of a putting a stop to what seems to be a pattern of misfortune, or a pattern of things that seem to be out of your control, or just chaotic energy. We have the carousel, and so I do hear like around and around we go. So it seems like there's some sort of situation that just kept cycling through, whether this is because lessons needed to be continued to be learned, or this is just something that really needed to kind of come full circle. So it's like just little bits here and there of scrap energy that needed to be brought to the surface in order for this to finally kind of have a final round here. So what I'm saying is, your next glow up is you going back to your original purpose, or going back to square one, going back to, it kind of feels like I'm getting an image of a child. So that kind of coincides as well with the carousel here. And so they're giving me this feeling of like when a child being on the carousel up until adulthood. So then it's obviously stops being fun after however many rotations on there. And so it's putting a stop to it, being able to, it's like that carousel and going around it started becoming the new reality, and it was not a fun reality. And so it's this repetitive cycle. And so stepping off of it and then returning back to being a child. So then it's going, well, why did I originally want to be on the carousel, or what was my original purpose? And then having the luxury of that wisdom of saying, okay, well, I can get on it and then get off of it anytime that I want. I can enjoy it and then I can step off anytime that I want. And so that's what I'm getting as your next glow up, is this opportunity to get off the carousel and see things from a more vivid and deeper understanding of like what that's like to stay on something or be with something longer than it maybe felt like it should, but understanding why it needed to keep going around the way that it did, like, and basically learning all the lessons that you need to from this particular situation and having all of that energy brought to the surface to be cleared out completely. So this is a complete clearing of the energy, being able to see this carousel in a new way, a new perspective, new eyes, and not only fresh vision of this, but that energy. I'm seeing a lot of energy being brought into your field. So it's very excitable energy and like a new phase. I'm also seeing it in terms of like the fool's journey, right? And how there's so much next in this chapter to be learned. And it's going all the way through all of the arcana, all the way back to the fool's journey. And so it's a full cycle of learning everything and coming back. And again, into that childlike wonder, but also having the wisdom and experience of an adult. So I'm seeing there also being... well, I'm seeing mixed energy. So it's this feeling that I'm getting of potentially energy that doesn't necessarily have the best intention towards you, and you outwitting this energy. So you being able to stay true to who you are, and also it just feels like Spirit has your back, like your guides are protecting you and support you in a way that even if you don't necessarily contribute all of your attention to this particular type of energy, that they can handle, or they will handle, the rest of it. And so as you kind of progress into this next step, it's confirmation that they're continuing to protect you in this journey. And not only that, but intercepted, not really necessarily intercepted, that's probably not the right word, but in addition to this energy, there are spirit guides coming in, almost a feeling of granting wishes. So it's like, okay, well, not only are we going to grant you a wish or wishes, like it feels like two wishes. It's like two particular wishes in your life. Like these are going to be granted to you as part of this next glow up. But it's also that we're like transforming this tricky energy into guiding you towards, and this could actually be part of that. It's for some of you, it's part of this round and round energy, but it's like we're transforming this energy, transmuting it, and turning it into a way to propel you towards some more opportunities or connections that serve your highest good. And I'm also seeing willpower, the word willpower, with an emphasis on well, it was an emphasis on will, but then it was also it's separated, and it was an emphasis on power. So emphasizing both parts of that word. And it's a strengthening, there's something about the mind. Something about your mind. I was going to say strengthening of your mind, but it kind of feels like, almost like, okay, so I don't know if you heard that vibration in the background. That was a text message. It's like you, what is that? What's that word I'm looking for? You're just really able to tune into the energies of other people. So it's like you'll know if someone's going to text you, right? Which they're bringing me back. They're bringing me to this like a study. There was actually a study where they did that, where they would put two people in separate rooms that knew each other. I think they're like friends or whatever, you know, however they were connected to someone. And then the other person, or like one person, would be shown a picture of person B, and then they were, you know, their brains were connected, right? Their brains were connected. They was like connected to a computer system, okay? And so person B, it would light up part of their brain because they recognize, it would be like excited part of their brain. They would recognize that person A was thinking of them, right? So it's this feeling of a heightened awareness of this. It's like very specific. They want you to know this as being heightened, that your awareness of people thinking about you or talking or planning to talk to you. I don't know if it's necessarily talking about you, like maybe, but that's not what they're highlighting here. So even if that is, that they're highlighting people talking to you and people thinking about you being heightened. So that's what I'm getting. And I heard just illuminated mind, an illuminated mind. So, and then the lion, hold on, before I go, they're pointing out the lion. I heard lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. And it's a feeling of not being afraid of things that other people may be afraid of. It's like I've been through so much that does not frighten me. It's a very brave, courageous type of energy that I get from you. All right, so that's what I'm getting for you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Number 3, so the first thing that I'm getting here is that you might start getting a lot of information from your guides through music. There could be a lot of synchronicities in the lyrics, or maybe you start thinking about the song and then it ends up playing, you know, in a store or on the radio. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Four of Pentacles reversed, and what I'm getting with these two cards is that it seems like there's something that's been evading you for quite some time, and it feels like it's right within your grasp. And so this next glow up is this opportunity for you to feel at peace, for you to feel calm, and for you to be able to grasp onto this opportunity that feels like it's just been kind of almost a temptation, or even like, I don't even know if temptation is necessarily a word, but it's almost this torturous feeling, or this like frustrating feeling. Maybe torturous would be too intense of a word for some of you guys, but it just feels like something that you want to have in your life, and yet it seems like no matter what you do, it doesn't manifest. It doesn't really come into your life in a way that's kind of permanent. And so this next glow up is that it is going to be permanent in your life. You are going to be able to attain these things. And there's an energy of, a promise and a note. I'm getting two things, okay? So it's in the form of a note and it's in a form of a promise, but the promise is being represented as a rose, specifically a white rose. And so I'm getting this as like, and both of those two feelings feel eternal, and then it also feels like I'm getting the word blessed, so eternally blessed, and then also that feeling of peace and a feeling of rest. And I'm getting rest and reciprocity. There we go. Rest and reciprocity. So it feels like there's a point in the next, in your glow up in the near future. It feels like the next step. That's what I was being told. And the next step is this feeling of being able to just relax and then enjoy the fruits of your labor. And there is a significance to the fact that this feels laborious for you, okay? So this next glow up is really that point where you can kind of reap the rewards. You can enjoy it. You can relax. You can, finish tending to the garden and actually being able to sit out and see those beautiful flowers. I heard whistle while you work. So again, there's an emphasis on labor. So what you've been putting a lot of energy towards to create and what you're working towards, there's enjoyment that's encircling this. And then I'm seeing this in the form of a pentacle. And in this pentacle, they're representing it as a representation in the physical world of all, is like the collection of all that you have known and gathered, and also it's a representation of how you can communicate your value to the world. So this next glow up is, what I'm seeing is people are going to see, okay, so there's an emphasis on creative hobbies. Okay, so it's an opportunity for you to further deepen your hobbies or expand on your hobbies, and people are going to see you for this particular hobby. It's not these, it's like one particular hobby. So you may start multiple projects that you're interested in, but there's one particular one that seems to be highlighted and people recognizing you for this, because it feels like I'm getting this energy of you being off into your own world, like you focusing on this particular thing, but then I'm witnessing this from a distance. So whatever it is bigger than you, right? So let's say, for instance, you're painting a mural on a wall, right? So I could easily walk past this particular person, but with the mural, how large it is, that's something that I'm going to be able to recognize you for. So I'm seeing an emphasis on a creative hobby that you're going to be recognized for. And I'm seeing this sense of regalness. Okay, so people are going to be perceiving you as regal. So it seems to be that this particular group, it's the glow up is an emphasis on the perception of you as well. So it's not just, it's an internal process for you, because I'm also seeing boundaries, strict boundaries. So again, where someone may have been consistently crossing your boundary or attempting to cross your boundary, there's no more of that, because it's this feeling of stature and regalness that is preventing that person to step past it because of a perception that they have that you are not to be messed with. And I'm seeing that the truth wins in this, and I'm seeing what is that? I'm seeing a sword, and I'm seeing Archangel Michael, and I'm seeing you being protected. Like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So there's an emphasis there as you, and then I'm seeing purple. I'm seeing a bunch of purple. And so I'm seeing this in a spiritual sense of it's like it's very thick. Like your energy is very thick, so it's like in a like powerful kind of way. So this regalness seems to be translated also into the spiritual side. So it's people who may have been tempted to test you, or energies that may have been tempted to test you will not even allow themselves to do so. It's like they're going to turn their gaze, because your brilliance, your spiritual, it's like a spiritual attire is the way that they're showing it. So it's like the way that you are adorned, spiritually speaking, is causing these energies to divert their gaze to where they don't want to even attempt to mess with you. So that's essentially what I'm seeing. I'm trying to gather a little bit more information here, because I feel like there's just like one little last thing. Yeah, it seems like you're translating pain into something beautiful. And so it's like, you know, like it's, for example, like, have you ever seen these beautiful dancers, and the way that they move can really translate the message of the song so beautifully, and then you find out that they relate so deeply to the song, and so the way that their movement it's like more impactful, and it kind of like it comes from this depth of understanding and experience that they've had, right? So it seems as if pain from your past is being transmuted into something very artistic and an artistic expression, or it's even in the way that maybe you dress yourself. And this is, they're kind of showing me like scars too. So it could even be a physical scar for some of you, of how this is being honored by people, because they're able to see how far someone has come from a situation that seems to be full of hardships, or just sadness or frustration or difficulty in some way. So you're coming out into, it's like I'm seeing a procession. So it's like this spirit, like your guides are, it's a spiritual procession, almost like, well, it's kind of like the dark night of the soul, and then translating into the light of the world. So it's from night until daylight, where everything's illuminated and full of life and color and noise. So that's what I'm seeing for your next glow up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.